Okay, hi, this is the video for my Frankenplanner, I'm calling it, my combined Erin Condren and Recollections from Michael's planners. They're both teacher planners, and I had put them together, and so I wanted to show you sort of how I did it and maybe talk about some of the pros and cons and how it can be a little bit difficult or a little bit challenging. So the reason this is sitting like this is because I'm not sure I'm going to be able to fit it in here. Because when you create this planner, and if you put more stuff in like I did, like more than was in the original, so you're combining two, it does end up making it so that it's a kind of thick. Like you can see that this doesn't really close flat anymore. It's kind of, right? It doesn't bother me. Sorry, my dog's obsessed with a bug. That's that noise you hear in the background. So it doesn't really bother me. But that's kind of why that the situation's like that. I really like this little thing. Who knows? I might switch things out and put it in there later or whatever. So, just a little quick catch up if you're not familiar with what's been going on. I had bought the Erin Condren planner in the spring. It's the one, we usually have the sale for the ones for the year before. And even though I wasn't happy with the layout of the Erin Condren, I was willing to sort of put up with it because I really like all of the elements and the checklist pages and all that. And then I went into Michael's, and they were also offering a teacher planner that is very, very similar, except that it has a layout that I like. It's more of a horizontal rather than a vertical layout, but you'll see what I'm talking about when we get into the guts of the thing. So their cover of theirs looks like this, and it fits perfectly on here. So it was kind of a revelation that I could use the planner from Michael's, which I got with a coupon. It was about $25, and just put my awesome personalized Erin Condren covers, which this year I even got like pictures on there. So I was super excited that I was going to be able to use my covers with this planner that I preferred. But then I thought, well, there's a few things I really want to add to have as part of this new planner from my Erin Condren. Very specifically, I really wanted to have extra checklists because I like to have extra ones. I use them for different things than just recording marks. So I like to have like a couple per class at least, and that they have that element in them, which I'll show you with Erin Condren, where you can fold it in so that it continues on. You'll see what I mean in a second. So I really wanted those. So I thought, well, I'm going to take them apart and put them back together. So basically what the term for it is uncoiling. So I uncoiled both of the planners and I recoiled everything I wanted back into one planner. So a couple of weeks ago, well, actually probably a month ago now, I actually uncoiled an old Erin Condren teacher planner that I had, because I wanted to see how easy it would be. And I also wanted, there's a little kind of a thing I wanted to try, which worked really well, and I'll show you here in a second. So I actually have two coils right here, as you can see. So the uncoil process is intimidating because it's fairly time consuming. It's not difficult, it's time consuming, and I would also say it's what we call, I'm from the Maritimes in Canada, we call it friggy. It's kind of friggy. You have to frig around with it a little bit. Like it's not easy, but it's not hard either. It's just kind of like, not complicated, but anyway. So what you have to do is you take one of your coils, you yank out kind of the end of it and make it almost sort of like round. And then you pull all the papers through and you uncoil the papers out of the planner. So then they end up looking like this. Okay, so that's the Erin Condren planner that was originally in here. And you can see what it looks like, okay? So that's what I did. And then I put together everything that I wanted and I coiled it back up. Now, I was originally going to use the gold. I just felt like it would be easier because the Erin Condren coils are thicker. But ironically, the thicker one was easier, particularly because the thicker one was easier. And it's so weird because you'd think that the thicker one would be harder to move this back in. Because after you coil it back up, you have to push this back. I'll show you. You have to push it back, kind of. See what I mean? So that it won't come undone. And for some reason, the thicker one, maybe it's better quality, I don't know, was easier to push back in. So I decided the rose gold is cool. I paid extra for it. I might as well use it. I mentioned in my other video, the rose gold has this weird thing where it like almost looks like it's aged or something. It's like a rust. Anyway, but and then the other issue is that what ended up happening was when I first undid, oh gosh, sorry. When I first undid my silver, I had this set of really cute, really nice kind of, this nice set of pliers here. I don't know where they came from, but I used those and they were great. Well, I could not find them again. So then I asked my dad for a set of pliers, and this is what he brought over for me. Well, they didn't work great. They've got this great big horrible blunt edge thing. And so then when I ended up, because you can't do this with your fingers unless you're like some big strong guy with like really rugged fingers. You have to use pliers to pull that up. And so trying to pull it up, I don't know if you can see. Trying to pull it up with that, the coil ended up getting kind of dinged at the ends. So just keep in mind, if you're planning, and I was just being impatient, so I didn't want to wait and go get something different. But if you're planning on doing this, I would go like to Michael's or even maybe to the dollar store and get a nice set of kind of needle nose pliers, like the ones that you get for jewelry making and that kind of stuff. And that's what I would use. Okay. So if you open it up, the reason I had, what did I have? I had something out here. Yeah. So I had these out here. Now, the reason these are here is because the other thing you really have to watch out for when you're coiling and uncoiling these is that, so once you uncoil it, you put everything in that you want, you have to line all the holes up, obviously, and then you start coiling them through. And once you start and get everything sort of established, it's actually pretty straightforward. But the problem is that if you miss a page, then it ends up not getting coiled in. That's what happened with this page. It sort of struck me that I should maybe look through and double check. And when I looked through, it was sitting out like this, and everything else was coiled like up to here. You can see that I actually tried to just to start it into the mix anyway, because I figured it'll probably just stay, but it wouldn't. I couldn't get it to go in because it was out of the thing. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't kind of, it was hard to get it back in because all the other pages were in and this one wasn't. This one I actually took out on purpose, and that's the nice thing about joining up these planners is that you can take out stuff that you don't want and leave in the stuff that you do, or add extra. So I don't really like tips for substitutes, volunteers, classroom events. Like I teach high school, so we don't really have that. We have substitutes. I might just cut this off, put this in a plastic sleeve, and have this as the first page because we have substitute binders at our school. So I might have that for that. But so this I probably would have used, not in this capacity. Like most schools, we now do pretty much all of our attendance on the computer. But I was going to use it as kind of a student contact sheet because that's what it really looks like, right? So if I had a student that was, that there was a concern, I could, say called home for this reason, et cetera, right? But, it's not the end of the world. I like this page. I thought this was really cute, so I kind of feel bad that I didn't get that in there. But there's other cute pages in it. It would have been way worse if I'd missed a calendar page. Then I would have been upset. So just keep that in mind, though, when you're doing your coiling, is that you just double check and make sure that you're hitting every hole with the ring, especially that first time that you go through. Okay, so let's get through the planner. I've tried to do this video a couple of times and I keep messing up and then something happens and my phone rings also. So, okay, so here's my envelope that came with the teacher planner for the Recollections. I like it. It's big. It's bigger than the Erin Condren one. The Erin Condren ones are pretty. It looks like this. And then you have your coil clips so that you can clip it in wherever you want in the book. That could still end up being used. Who knows? But I've got it. I can use it for maybe another planner. Who knows? So I have these pen holders from the Happy Planner. I don't know if I'll use these or not. We'll have to wait and see. So now this envelope was in the other planner. It was at the back, but I put it at the front because I thought it looked nice, and I have my little magnet there, and this has just got some information on it. This is the only thing I've filled out so far, but this is a really pretty page too. But the thing about this that I wanted to show you is that And another reason I thought this would be nice at the first, because this would be a good place to put, say, I'm not going to put this in now because it's already quite thick, but this would be a nice place to put something like this, right? Like a thing of stickers or whatever. But this one from the Recollections does not fit a full sheet of paper. Do you see what I mean? So if you were like at a staff meeting or something, you'd have to fold your paper up to fit it in there. The Erin Condren one, which I've placed at the back, which is where it is in the actual Erin Condren planner. It's right here. See, it doesn't turn very well because it's very full, but that's my fault. See, Erin Condren's folder fills, is it 8.5 by 12? Anyway, it fits it perfectly. So that's just something to think about. There's kind of where Erin Condren kind of stepped up a little bit with the planning. Okay, so to go back to the beginning. Sorry, I don't know if I mentioned before, I don't have a tripod. I have this weird thing I got. I'll show it in another video, but I got it at the dollar store, and it's just kind of like this curly cute thing. It works great as long as I don't bump it. So, okay, so I put that at the beginning. Then we have our page with our information on it, okay? So then we have password tracker, this. Again, I'll probably find something else to do with this. I mean, website. You could even just write down websites you like. I don't know. And then access codes. This, again, I might, like, I could just take a, like, washi tape or something and put it over those and then change that into something else. That's definitely what I'm doing over here. Again, in high school, we don't really keep track of birthdays, and in fact, our new system we have for doing attendance, it keeps track of the birthdays. It shows up as a little symbol beside the kids' names when it's their birthday. So, but what I might do again is cover this up and then have for August maybe special events or things coming up. There's also a planning sheet, but this could be for something different than planning for classrooms. This could be days off and PD days in August and September and October and all that, whatever, right? So I probably will use that for something. This is all student contact information. So this I'm planning on using for students who have special education plans, who might have allergies, special needs, ones that I really need to have information about in my book. So even though we do have those online, sometimes it's nice to have that. Now, this is where that sheet was supposed to go that I just showed you. It was supposed to go right in here, right? So it's gone. There's still one sheet of absentee. I might just take this all out and have it as a separate book. You know what I could do? I could even photocopy these and have just a separate little duotang with just absentee, except it would be home contact log. So maybe I'll do that. That's not a bad idea. Okay, so thinking as I go. So the next thing is the graphs and notes. Now, I combined Erin Condren graphs and notes with Recollections graphs and notes. So the Recollections ones are first. Okay, so there's those ones. Then here are the Erin Condren ones. I put them in, okay? And then they transform into plain pages. And I'm kind of mad. I somehow missed some nice plain pages and they didn't go in. But maybe next time. Like there's one here that could have gone in. But anyway, so there's that plain page, and then there's a few more plain pages in the Recollections book. So then we get into the year plan. Now, I thought you would find this interesting. So, the year plan is just all this where you plan out. And Erin Condren has kind of a nice one, and I really did I wrote some other stuff out in pencil, but it's still up in the air until I get back to work. But I'm trying to see if I can find the one that they have for Erin Condren. And I did kind of debate whether I wanted this one or the other one, but I kept this one. See? Oh, no, that's the birthday one. It looks similar to this. I liked it. I mentioned this in my other video. I liked it because it didn't have the alternating colors. It just had white, which I prefer. But anyway, it's nice. So then, okay, so now we're going to get into July. Now, Erin Condren's calendars, her monthly calendars, try to find one here. They look like this, right? And they have the little circles. So, you know, you could buy, you know, Erin Condren planners in bulk. They're not dated, so you can date them for whenever. So they come like this, and then she gives you a whole package of stickers to stick the dates on. So I don't know if you remember, but last time in my video I was saying I don't know how well they're going to go with the calendars for this, because this calendar has square things. Well, you can see it looks gorgeous. Okay, now the colors don't all match though. So for example, their Erin Condren September was purple. Well, these guys have a green as September. So what I did was I went through all the stickers and I matched them up with their sort of best match. And see, I wrote them all in the back. October was the same. It was orange. That's pretty straightforward. So this is December, but it was November for me. This was April, but it was December for me. For some reason, these guys have December as purple, which I find odd, but I don't really care. So then November... I don't know why I didn't have a... Oh, I know why. It's because of the way this calendar was. So anyway, November was January. Or July? No, January. So anyway, I just went through and I matched them all up as best they were. And they're not exact, but I think they actually look kind of sharp. So I have my July done. It's because I was going to do this video that I did as many of these as I did. This isn't a real good match because this is purple and pink, but it actually looks quite nice. So this is August. Then we have September, and there's a couple of different types of greens, but I think they matched up pretty well. So this is September. October is the orange. So you can see that there's the square. I'm not the best at getting these in there even and straight. What I recommend is, I kind of learned this towards the end, is when you go to put it down, here, I'll show you what I mean. I'll do it with one of these ones so there's a couple I'm not going to be able to use because we don't have the right colors for them. So I'll tell you what I'll show you what I mean in a second. So, okay, so here's your one, okay? So here's what I did. Here's the best way to do it. So you take it and you try to make it even from this side and from the bottom. See, it didn't really work because it's too far over. It's tricky if you want to get it straight and even. There, that's not bad. Okay? Because you want to sort of have the same distance around all the sides. It's not easy though. And these are not super easy to peel off either. So, you know, be careful because once it's on there, it can be on there. All right? So, October, November. It looks very pretty, I think. Now, here's a weird little glitch. November and December's tabs are at the exact same spot. I don't know why they would do that. I'm always pulling up December and January. Why wouldn't they put January like back up here? Do you see what I'm saying? Like they're right. See? Anyway, okay, so December, so we've got November. Then here's December, which I think looks very nice. I haven't done January yet. So see, there's January, okay? So January is the same. No, yes, I switched January. That's what I did. So January and January are similar. And sometimes I kind of went by this too. Like that, I think that's going to look very nice. Then February, everybody does kind of pink. So this is like a pinky red. I haven't put these on yet. February. March is going to look very nice. It's kind of a sage green with a sage green. Yep, April has one too. Again, very nice, kind of like a salmon-y color. But see, this was May for Erin Condren, but I'm going to do it in April. May and June, there's nothing. Okay? Because the only two colors I have left are these. And this does not go... I mean, I suppose I could do that there. But I think what I can probably do is I have some black circle letters from my other planner, my Happy Planner, the planner sheets for the workout section. There's some black ones there, and I haven't used all of those. So I might stick those in. I just figure by the end of the year, I'll be like, who cares? I might just write them in. I could use a colored pencil and write them in, you know, like kind of cute. So I'm not worried about it. That's not until the end of the year. I'm just pleased that most of them worked out. The only issue has been if it's a month where it has 31 days and the one I matched up with it only has 30. And when that's happened, all I've done is I've just put a little star at the bottom because I know I'm not, you know, can't find one here. Let's see. Yeah, see that one only had. Anyway, if it had 31 and there were only 30, I just put a little sticker at the end. Okay, so that's how the calendars have worked out. It worked out great. I'm very happy with it. That's another thing, you know, like the uncoiling. If you're uncoiling, sit with a glass of wine and maybe some Netflix. If you're putting these stickers in, same thing. Don't have too much wine. Get your stickers will be all crooked. But yeah, it's just the kind of stuff where you just have to kind of sit down and do it. Now, here are the planner pages. Now, we have talked about this. I'll go over it a little bit. The planner pages for the Michaels go down like this, so your classes are here and the days are here, which I prefer. The Erin Condren, if you know anything about Erin Condren, they go across. I'll show you an old one. I have one here. Yeah, like so, right? So they go across like that. Okay. So I prefer to have them go down. Let's make sure I had some of these out here to show you after. Sorry, let's get these out of the way. So I have my little dashboard thing that I ordered, and that'll probably be my place mark, and I'll just be able to write notes. This is a nice thing for if there's just little things you have to do each day. If you have to email somebody, if you have to talk to a student, if you have a meeting, you can stick that on there. And then this is the thing that I had actually uncoiled my original Erin Condren to try. Erin Condren has these amazing things, which I love, and I've always used them. She has these clear envelopes at the back, and you can get 3 of them. You can get 2 more added on, which I did. And they have an opening at the top. They're great for, you know, it's like sometimes I'll pass out a sheet with all the things happening throughout the year, whether it's, you know, March break or parent-teacher interviews or report cards. And so you can stick that right in there. If you have sometimes they change our bell schedule, so I've put those in there before. If you have, you know, certain standards you want to be going by with your school, etc. So what I thought was, because when you do a plan in these books, obviously your plan is very point form and very brief. And most of us write plans that are longer than that. You know, if you're talking about, you know, what you're going to do with the class and all that sort of stuff. So what I have done in the past is I had made a thing. What I did, somebody had shown how to use tabs, you know, the stick-on tabs, like for page dividers and stuff, that you can make almost like your own coil clips out of those. So I had made these, but I thought, what if I took one of these and just cut it? You see what? So what I did was, look, it's attached. It's not coming out. See what I'm saying? So what I could do is I could have, you know, like I'm teaching grade 9, 10 English, but each day it'll probably be the same lesson. So I could have the grade 9 lesson on this side and the grade 10 lesson on this side, and I could have that for each day, or I could switch it out for the, you know what I mean? Like, or I might have a really detailed lesson one day, and then we might follow up for a couple of days. But if I wanted to put some really detailed notes, particularly on the first few days, often, you know, when you're establishing your rules and you're talking to the kids about your priorities and you're setting things up, it's nice to have it all kind of laid out in a longer form. You could even type it and stick it in here, because this is one of those sheets. Of course, I've got it in backwards, but it has a top. So I'll show you. I can just rip it out. And all I did was, when I uncoiled my planner, I just took these and just cut each one of them where that goes in. So, top's here. So you just go in. I usually use like a pen or something, but I don't know if I have one around here. Use this maybe. So I just go through and just put it all in. And then it can just be like your sheet there for your, like I say, if you want a more detailed lesson or something. So I might not have that and this. If I incorporate this, and I might a fair amount in the first, and this is a really old one. Like you can see that it's from 2 years ago, and I did use it, so it's kind of, I don't know if you can see that. It's kind of gungy, but you know, like who cares? Because I'm just going to be using it in here for, you know, for pieces of paper with lesson plans and stuff. So that's kind of what I did with that, and that, you know, that worked well. So if you have old planners, you know, tear them apart and put them to use is what I say. So if I have that thing in there, I probably won't have this there because it's a kind of a lot of bulk and it's not necessary. Because when I have this in there, it kind of has a bit of a profile, so you can tell that would be your day, right? Your day of your class. So we've got all of our weeks here, and then we get down to, you already saw this. This is my little divider that I made, and I don't even know if I, you know what, I'm gonna take it out because I don't know where I want to put it yet, and it's creating bulk. I was gonna use it as my marker for the day, and I might do that later on, but like I said, I don't think I will at first. I think I'll have more stuff that I want to focus on. So then we have our checklists. I put in Erin Condren checklists. Almost, oh no, that's not right. I'm sorry. I have oh, you know why? Because the first one is attached to the divider. So this is a kind of a combination. I probably won't use this for anything too, like I'll skip it and maybe use it for something else. So my classes will really start here. And so what I mean by the Erin Condren is, yeah, see, they've got like fold along the dotted line. So you can fold this over like so, and then it comes over and you can have like 3. So you've basically doubled your classroom marks. I mean, I guess you could have done it with the other one, but it's really slick, I think, the way that it does that. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I got 20, which is probably what I ordered. It seems like a lot, actually, now that I'm looking at it. But what I'll probably do is I will have, you know, like I've got a full year of classes, and I've got 4 classes. So I'll probably have 3 pages per class. Like I'll just have one of these. And see, part of the problem too, though, is I'm going to want to leave some because, of course, as you know, they always add students or subtract students, and then you have to make up a new class list. So it's nice to have options, right? The Recollections one for Michael's, I think they had maybe 5 of these sheets, of these checklist sheets, which is not, I don't see how that could be enough for anybody. I mean, maybe if you're an elementary school teacher and you had one class all year and only one set of, anyway. So a lot of these pages. Now, I also so I also put in all kinds of extra stickers. So I used the stickers from the Michael's Recollection, and I used the stickers from Erin Condren. So they're all in here. So here's the Recollection stickers. These are Recollection stickers. So these are all, I'll tell you when we hit Erin Condren. So there's these ones, these ones, these ones. So here's Erin Condren. I tried not to double up too much. I like the ones that are already printed, so I did those. So I have those Erin Condren, those Erin Condren. Then a set of blank Erin Condren, which I do like to use sometimes, and I'll show you how I use those. And then I have some extras. So I ordered some extra ones when I ordered my planner in the spring. I ordered one that said marks due, staff meeting, and day off, because I don't feel like they have enough of those in the Erin Condren stickers. And then these are ones from a planner from before that I didn't use, and I generally do try to use them, but I don't use them all the time. So I had actually taken them out and was using them in the little binder system, which I think I showed last time. So I've got some more of these. And you know what's cool is, even though Erin Condren uses pretty much the same subjects on her stickers each year, she used different colors. So then you can almost, so it can be a little bit more fun. So you see assembly is pink, and then assembly is purple. IEP is purple, pink, duties changed. And see, now it's nice because I have so many, because of course I have duty all year. I mean, actually I have a couple. So probably if I really start, and I am bad about forgetting to use these stickers. So I have in the past, I'll show you a couple of times when I was quite good. See, like here's September of 1 year. I had quite a few of this stuff listed there. How do they do in October? Yeah, see? So I had October, I had lots of stuff listed in there. So I do try to use them, but I sometimes forget. So I'm going to try to sit down in the first week or two and actually put stickers onto things and try to get using them again. So here's the nice folder from Erin Condren. It's at the back. And then it has a two-sided folder, and a full-size sheet of paper will fit in both sides. So just put it in. Oh, you know what? I'm wrong. It sticks down on this side. That's fine. So it's open on this side. That's why it fits in. Here it's stuck down. So it's more like the folder at the front. You're going to just have to put, you know, like this, something small in there. Like that. Okay? And then I have my 3 clear folder sheets, which I love. And then I have my last page. Okay? And you know these are both white erase, which are nice. So then we shot it, and there's my nice picture. It's already getting scratched up. It doesn't take long. I have a protective thingy. I ordered it from Amazon. It's meant to be for, I think it's meant to be for like a laptop. It's like a neoprene, but I like it. It's got like teaching stuff on it. So my planner is going to go in here throughout the day. So, and I think that's a nice match. And so then I just wanted to show you that like these are all the covers I have now that I can use, and I'm a terrible one for wanting to personalize everything. Like I've probably got, well, I'll show you. The phone that I'm using right now, these are all my cases. It has a case on it while I'm talking to you. See what I'm saying? I like for things to be personalized. So I really like that I can kind of change up my cover when I feel like it. Like I say, I'm not crazy about this one. I don't see myself using that one much. I can't find some of these, like the front or the back to them, because they're all in a muddle in my office. But anyway, I have this pattern, which was very nice. I have this pattern, which is really cute. Yeah. I have my Halloween pattern, which I love. And then I have this one. I don't know where the back is. I only have the front. And then this is the one I got this year, which I always really liked. And I haven't even taken that one out of the packaging yet, so that's all pristine. These ones are a little bit marked up, but they're not too bad. So, yeah, I think that is pretty much all that I wanted to cover in this video. Like I say, I have, like I'll show you, just because it is. I know it might sound strange to some people to say that it's really intimidating to uncoil your planner, but it is kind of